gents, this is the moment you waited for. Welcome to another episode of the Council of Six, a weekly in Dungeons & Dragons campaign fraught with all the drama and peril that will take your breath and steal your mind. My name is G.A. Lungaro, your DM for the night, and on this campaign we'll be using Tyranny of Dragons, which tells an epic story across two adventures. Our players have successfully thwarted the Dragon Cult's plans and hoarded the Dragon Queen, and now prepare themselves for the next chapter, the Rise of Tiamat. During the stream, we won't be responding to your comments while we are in play, as to remain immersed in the story, but please, still engage and comment as we go along. At certain points, we may try to go through the comments and interact with you all, because at the end of the day, we are presenting this for your enjoyment. But without any further ado, are you ready to leave all that's real behind? Because there's something breaking at the brick of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go to the Council of Six? Yeah, it's not that expensive.
Hey! It's been a month!
It's been a month.
Stop listening into our conversations. We were talking.
Go home.
Jesus.
Don't listen to us. Anyway, back to why a horse centaur is located in the tip.
The horse sussy, which Mickey coined in new frames. The horse
No,
sussy.
that was Bryce. That was Bryce.
Was it Bryce?
The
Horse
Horse
sussy. Horse sussy.
I was like,
Horse sussy.
Hersussy?
That was not me. That was
Russy.
not me.
I swear it was you. Now I gotta go look at it again.
No, it was
I
me.
saw
It was
all
100%
caps.
me.
Oh, it was
I saw
Dylan.
all
It
caps.
was 100% me.
Oh, I definitely. Oh, yeah, if it's today, it wasn't me. I threw
No,
one.
I think Mickey is trying to distance herself from coining the phrase. That's what I think is happening here.
Oh, no. It 100% was me. I had the thought, and I called Mickey immediately afterwards and said, look at Discord.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah,
it was,
no, it was
it was Dylan.
repeat it. I
was
did
me.
repeat it.
It was
because
Dylan.
Bryce-
Like I said, I wrote it, and then I immediately called Mickey and said, stop what you're
Yes.
doing and look at Discord.
Stevie got the horse sussy. And then Bryce came in with, what did I miss?
How
Yep.
the fuck?
A meme. Yeah, he came in with a
Yeah.
GIF. What did I miss?
Oh, yeah.
The horse sussy. That word's great. I like it. And it's so versatile. It's so versatile. It can be used in so many ways. But yeah, so it's been a minute. We're like all excited. We're gonna get into the final chapter and wrap up an entire module. And my module is in two big pieces. One of the bigger modules.
Yeah, we're doing Ghost of Saltmarsh, right? We're like level
Yep.
2.
yeah, 2 weeks. And we're like, we're ready to go. And then there's a month of, shit happens.
Yeah, and there were like some big conversations a month ago about like, hey man, as we get to the end of this campaign, here's some expectations. Here's how I feel. Here's how you feel. And then it was just fucking tumbleweeds last
Life.
month.
And it was each week it was a different person that had
Yeah.
to miss
Yup.
too, which is
No, that was all you guys. Bryce was here the whole time, just watching.
Bryce
anime,
was-
singing
yeah.
everything.
I've been here.
Bryce
the whole
and
time.
me were fine the entire time. It was you
no,
three.
no. One of the weeks your computer took a shit. We
Yeah,
were
your
supposed to
computer
play.
was fucked
Yes.
up.
Oh yeah. That's mine. That's on me.
the
But
first
that
one.
wasn't from again. That wasn't me
I was
saying I
here,
can't make
motherfucker.
it.
Don't you?
I was out of my control.
I was here.
My CPU fan
When
broke.
was I not able to make it?
when you had your UTI.
Oh, that's fine.
It was at the same time that shit was going on with Dylan or Mickey or
No, I think my parents so it was my parents were in town and Marie had the UTI at the same week, I think. And then
Dude, I
your
had a
computer took
kidney
shit.
infection. That
That's not
sucked.
fun.
Yeah,
That's
it ended
not
up being a
fun.
kidney infection.
Gross.
It reminded me to drink more cranberry juice. Anyways, then your computer took a shit, and then
Yeah.
a combination of Dylan's wife having strep and me being in an area with not great service. Honestly, like even if Dylan's wife didn't have strep, I might not have been able to make it.
I already knew that. I remember the conversation into that point was I said both of you need to be 100% or it's not happening. So it was
Yeah, well,
it was
we didn't-
yeah.
We didn't even get
I knew
to.
the moment my wife woke up that morning, I was like, I'm not playing D&D again. Damn it.
All
right.
I mean, and we didn't even get a chance to test the Wi-Fi at my
No.
grandparents' house.
No.
It was
And there was no need. There was no need anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're here. We're back.
Yay.
And we're gonna get into this final chapter. leading up. I got to log back into it on the
Oh, no.
on OBS here. So people see the map.
Oh man, that was a
Don't know
good
you
burp.
really feel.
That was a good burp. That burp was sponsored by Dubby. Because remember, Dubby gets the D's. Use code CO6.
Does that code even still work?
It
That
definitely
hasn't been a thing. That hasn't been a thing for like
Like
4
a
months,
year.
Bryce.
I
Or
know.
more. Yeah, more than that.
I'm pretty sure.
More than
It's
that,
been-
you're
I
right.
think it's been a year because the last time it was actually
Almost a
thing,
year,
I was
yeah.
at my old house.
Yeah. So it's been
Over a
it's been a year.
It's been a long moment.
Hey,
and
someone
it
give me a
will
new fucking
always-
code and I'll start pushing that shit for you. Don't worry.
No.
Lunga could literally get a discount code. Hey, Bryce, come up on Tuesday. I need you in for 5 minutes to do a spiel, and then you can
Listen. I understand. You're a salesman by trade. I get it. It's okay. It's okay.
just randomly
You
join
can-
his fucking video just to make a dummy pitch and then drop.
All right.
That's a bit of a heartfelt moment, even.
We are ready then.
Oh, we're good.
So yeah, where we left off was, you guys were leaving Faye, and she was teleporting you back after some crazy shit. Oh, remember, this is literally like, because it was a 2-day walk after you guys, but this is like a day or two after the harrowing nightmares and shit that all you were having except for Thanik, in Faye. But the Fae did decide to join with you after all that. And Nyamich teleported you back, and then it all shit went crazy, and she realized that the teleport circle in Waterdeep had been destroyed, and you guys landed a couple days outside of Waterdeep. So you kind of had to walk on your way back there, and that's where we left off. So we're gonna pick up after that thing. You can be right outside of Waterdeep, most of you had clicked it, Bryce in, but I clicked for you, so long rest. So you guys are all, where you should be for that. So let's get going with that. Get the right map up here.
I am not long rested. I should fix that.
I did long rest you though.
My hit points are messed up for some reason.
Maybe it didn't take when I did it. I don't know.
We're good. I did it.
All right. And so you guys appear. You guys will appear. We'll walk up on the outskirts of Waterdeep, and as usual, you're met by the familiar sight of Fleur's grave. As you guys are walking up, though, you do see in Waterdeep, you do see smoke and stuff, remnants of the battle that had happened there before you had left. Not knowing exactly what state the city's in, but you can see the smoke and stuff rising, and doesn't look like it's in good shape. However, despite all the destruction you see in the background, as you approach the serene resting place of your beloved friend, the Druid Fleur, somber silence kind of envelops you. The familiar sight of the gravestone brings waves of bittersweet memories as the sun begins his... Oh yeah, it's supposed to be evening, not morning, by the way. As the sun begins his descent, casting a golden hue over the landscape and bathing the scene in an eternal glow. You can kind of feel your heart's ache as you recall the last visit, where you discovered the bronze scale embedded in the gravestone. The sight stirred a mix of sorrow and hope, and at the time, for Dobby had cared deeply for Fleur. Your journey had since led to the harrowing revelation that Dobby had been kept unnaturally alive as a Dracolich. Still, though, through courage and sacrifice, you freed him from his torment, granting yet another friend peace in the afterlife. But now, standing before Fleur's grave once more, your breaths catch in your throats. The gravestone is now adorned with vibrant green vines that weave a delicate and beautiful lattice around it. Pink and violet flowers bloom in abundance, their petals glistening with an otherworldly sheen. As you draw closer, you see that each flower holds a secret. There's a little bronze dragon scale nestled within the velvety folds of its petals. The air is filled with the sweet fragrance of flowers, mingling with the earthly scent of vines. The vibrant flowers pulse with life, their colors vivid against the backdrop of the setting sun and the smoking city, while the brass scales sparkle, reflecting the light and dazzling as if Fleur and Dobby are speaking to you from beyond, their love and connection transcending even death. You don't know what lies ahead, but you feel a profound sense of peace at this moment. A small moment of catharsis, a beautiful reminder that love, in all its forms, is the most powerful magic of all. As the first stars begin to twinkle in the twilight sky, you linger in silent reverence. You have faced unimaginable challenges, but here, in this sacred place, you can find solace. Fleur and Dobby's legacy will live on, and not just in the vibrant flora adorning the grave, but in the hearts of those who had loved them. And as you turn to leave, the petals of the flowers seem to shimmer just a little brighter in a final farewell from the spirits of your friends, now truly at peace.
Am I able to grab one of the bronze dragon scales as like a keepsake memento?
Yeah, of course, certainly.
Actually, I should ask this too, because when we buried Fleur, Mao like plunged his rapier into the gravesite to like mark it initially. What's that thing look like now? Is the vines like up and around that thing too?
Yeah, it's almost become fossilized, I would say, along with the grave, with the gravestone. Like it's part of it, and the vines are all wrapping around it as well as the gravestone.
Cool as shit. Mal's covering his left side of the face, making sure he keeps his good side to Fleur.
I don't know if you can see me, but you have to see me from this side only.
You can only see my good side now.
Real quick, how many hours did I get towards the manual of quickness of action?
Oops, sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. You have to go to resummon. I clicked day instead of hour. I'm sorry. Your Drake disappeared.
No.
And as you stand there, you hear. Speaking of which, you guys, you're going to want to turn up at least your ambient volumes because there is a sound that's happening. There's a whole. You hear the ominous sound of what you know is the Drakhorn blowing, and it's consistently wailing over and over again. And we'll say it's 8:30 at night. I'm sorry. Was something being asked, by the way, when I was doing that? Mickey, you were saying something about your you had enough time
to do.
Yeah, you had enough time. Yeah, that's why I made it the time I did, so that way you can get that finish on your way back.
Just gonna. If I equip that, will it do the thing that I want it to do?
Debatable.
Ooh, that fucking thing sounds ominous as fuck.
It did it. It did it. I equipped it, and it did it.
There you go. Yeah, it does.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
a lot of the stuff does work the way it's supposed to. Now,
yeah,
so,
it did. It did work the way that it was supposed to.
We're just so used to having to jury rig forge. We're not used to shit just working.
By the way, so if you guys notice, there's that red square that says Lord's Palace. You guys, if you take your tokens, you could walk into there, and it'll take you to the next map as you guys walk towards the Lord's Palace in the center of town.
But...
Did it take you?
Nope.
It didn't take you.
No.
Ah, bastard. Okay, hold on.
And back to shit that we're getting for, Jeff.
No, that could have been me. It just didn't. I know. I'm gonna put you on the map. It was supposed to take your tokens there, but it didn't, so I gotta do it manually. Just chill. I'll get you there.
We don't chill.
There is no chill in our.
I am incapable of chilling.
I've learned to move so incredibly slow. The human eye cannot perceive me.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, so as you walk up, you see the Lord's Palace there, just to your left, completely almost demolished. The roof's caved in. It's just kind of the walls are left, still smoking a lot of buildings. You still see the bodies of all the people slain. There's cultist bodies as well as citizens of Waterdeep and people fighting scattered all over. And you see people with wagons kind of walking by, trying to collect the bodies and trying to clean up after the insanity that had just happened here a few days prior. You do kind of see a makeshift tent made up there, and you see a few familiar faces standing before you. See Lady Lariel Silverhand, Antharr Froom, and Rianne Nightshade under the tent, talking and discussing.
We're definitely going to head up that direction. And also, just to make sure we don't fuck up the role play, because it has been a month, we did successfully employ the Fae, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought I remembered. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. That's why Naya is with you, and she's kind of walking up.
How high is this tent?
It's a big tent. It's a tall tent.
Is it like 15 feet high or 10 feet high?
I would say 10 feet.
Okay, let's go down to 10 feet. So I'm just huddling above on the roof. So I'm just like,
And they turn to you, and they see you, and Antar Frum's like, so you have returned. Rian told us that you had arrived in Thay and had to speak to them, and I see a Thayan with you. I'm assuming things went well.
As well as they
Tiny
could
is
have.
shaking her head.
I would almost say we're going steady these days.
Tiny is shaking her head. No, very, very, but she won't say anything. She's like, nope.
As well as it could have. They have pledged their support to us in an attempt to remove the exiled Thayans from supporting the cult of the dragon, which, as I'm sure you can hear, we've reached a point now.
As we well know. In fact, we have already set up a forward position in El Turel. Troops have already been marching there. We were just awaiting your return to continue what needs to be done. Fortunately, as you see, the Lord's Palace has been destroyed. Nyamish pipes in. She's like, there is a teleport circle in El Turel. I can make another one here quickly. And my other brother and sisters will be arriving shortly as well once I create this circle. And we can begin teleporting as many people as we can to El Turel as well. And Lariel Shoverhand says, yes, that is the closest city to the Well of Dragons. And we indeed do have, thanks to you, the support of the Metallic Dragons as well. So they will be assisting some of us get there ahead of time as well. And troops will be on march. Nye, is there any way you can get the circle prepared so maybe we can move as quickly as we can? And she just nods, and she goes off and pulls out a bag and chalk and starts to draw a circle as well as she can onto the ground to create a teleport circle. And she's like, it'll take about an hour, but she's going to be working there doing that.
Tiny eyes her warily.
Who remains? As I'm sure Rian made you aware, Leosin succumbed to his injuries once we arrived.
Yes.
And clearly, the remainder of this battle took place. Were you able to defeat the dragon that plagued Waterdeep? And regardless, have we lost any more?
We've lost many brave men and women in the battle, as you can see. The dragon and its rider did depart after causing much damage. I challenged it, and with one swat of its hand, it knocked me out. And you do see him he has kind of a makeshift crutch that he's leaning on. Mm. But I will find a way to carry on. We will worry about healing once everything's figured out. As we said, we're waiting on and relying on you guys to arrive before we made any plans as what we shall be doing in El Turel. Most of the leaders, luckily, have survived, some barely. Romalia did take Leosin back to El Turel, and she's preparing services for him there as we speak. We have our forces ready. All it requires now is a plan to be made.
So, what do we know of the cultists? How are they supposed to? They need to go to the Well of Dragons to get her to rise. Is there? And I assume there's a ritual of some sort.
There is a ritual, yes. It involved the dragon mask, which we now know they have all the masks, and they will soon be preparing it. But we need to get more information, which is one of the reasons why we're all meeting in El Turel. From there, a contingent of the Harpers with Romalia, with your assistance, is going to scope out the area first. as we prepare to march to get some information first. But we do know that they have the mask. We do know that they are preparing the rituals to summon Tiamat, and it's only a matter of time now. And as you hear the horn going off, he looks up. As you can tell, the chromatics are being called already. Time is short indeed.
Well, let's not waste time. As soon as she gets that teleportation circle up, let's head out.
Is there
Right,
any
so she does complete it.
in the hour that we are here?
Again, there's bodies to be cleaned up. You guys at least you have had a long journey. I mean, when we reach El Terrell, it is evening. We will all get a night's sleep and have our meeting in the morning. But there's much more here that needs to be done, and while we appreciate the help, there are more important things that we all have to be doing. But if you choose in this time while she's creating the circle to help gather the bodies, feel free.
Short bow immediately begins helping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely helps collect the bodies.
Yeah,
Mouse
you do see
down
there's a lot of cultist bodies as well. Rianne mentions perhaps gathering some of their clothes that they could probably help use as for infiltration to figure out some stuff to gather some of the cultist clothes.
Mal's just kind of standing over Nai's shoulder while she's making the circle, just like making sure, like, hey, what are you doing? Okay, cool. Yeah, you're doing that spot right there. Room, really?
She is completely ignoring you. She is so focused on her work, she doesn't even notice. She doesn't even know you exist.
He's still there. He's still doing it.
Are there any shops that are open?
Oh my fucking
No.
god.
Stop. Stop it.
The sad part is I was actually going to answer that question seriously. Like I'm so used to hearing this question.
And then there's Bryson Dunn, like, shut up.
And I'm going to assume that was a Mickey question, a above table Mickey question, not a
Right,
Stevie asking
right,
this out
Stevie.
loud.
Yeah, exactly. That was a Mickey question.
Yeah.
That's why Dylan and Bryce and not Mal and Thanak answered.
As you guys are all standing there, with Mel in the bar, Rian does come back and she does come over to you and she's like, as I said before, I always pay my debts, and she kind of glances over at Mel, and she hands you, Stevie, not a small, medium-sized chest, pretty hefty. As you open it, you do see 4 bags in there, and it's the 50,000 gold, but it's in Electrum because gold it'd be way too much to carry. Split 4 ways, in 4 smaller chests inside of the bigger chest for each of you.
Awesome. I've had that gold in my fucking inventory the entire time, so now it's actually
So have
there.
I.
I have to.
And I know, but this is the ARP. But as you say that, she slams the lid shut and she hands it to Stevie. So maybe in your inventory, but Mel doesn't have it yet.
I mean, so just for sake of encumberdness,
You have a bag of
Now-
holding.
yeah, Mal, do you mind if I just put this in the bag of holding, the saddle bags of holding, just so you don't have to worry about carrying this much gold, Electrum?
With Nightshade right there, you know what? Money's just a thing.
You can.
And then as soon as she looks away, you just see him like, yeah, fucking, yeah, mark mine in. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and then as soon as she looks back, he's like, yeah, no, it's fine, you know. And then as soon as she
No,
looks away,
it's-
yeah, fucking, yeah.
I carve a M into the one that smells. You can.
You
can
carve
reach
an
it
M into a sack. Fucking go.
No, it's a little chest. He said it's a little chest.
It's 4 small chests inside of a medium-sized
You
chest.
carve the M
And
into the chest. that's all.
Electrum
Into
is
the
10, right? 10
small.
gold pieces.
No,
for
it's
one
that's
Electrum.
Platinum.
Oh, 5. Oh, platinum. Sorry, not Electrum. Platinum. So it's 5 gold pieces per platinum.
10
Okay.
gold per
10 gold
platinum.
pieces per platinum.
Yeah,
Electrum-
so it'd be 10. So those chests would have to hold 10,000 platinum pieces each then.
Gotcha.
something like that.
That's fucking wild.
Well, Thanik didn't want his, so we had split that 3 ways. Instead.
There's a lot of money in that chest, and now it's in a bag of holding.
Yep.
That's the science here. Mal's checking out Nai. Fun.
Tiny is watching out wearily from like 15 feet now because she's now out of the tent.
Yeah, Thanik and Stevie, I imagine, are just helping gather the bodies. Maybe looking through some of the cultists' pockets. Because fuck them guys.
Yeah. As you are going through them, I mean, none of them were carrying any real effects
Anything of value, yeah.
or gold or anything of
One
value
of
like
them
that.
has a
It's
bad
mostly just their basic weapons, prayer books, maybe you could say, you know, paraphernalia, stuff
Wait
like
a
that.
minute.
That's about
Mal
all.
just thought something after he sees Stevie going through pockets. Is that fucking half dragon that beat the shit out of me with a flail anywhere dead?
Yeah, you guys did kill him. He's there somewhere.
Yeah, is his flail somewhere? Because that thing hurt like a bitch.
No.
Okay, you're no fun.
Well, the reason, here, I will say, as she sees you looking around, Lady Lariel, she's like, "You're looking for the enchanted weapons, are you not?"
I was just curious what the fuck hit me. That thing hurt.
Those were blessed weapons by Tiamat. The Dragon Knight collected those before.
Yikes. That fucking blows. That does hurt.
Yeah, it was called like the Flail of Tiamat or something. It was.
Yeah. I saw that. I just remembered I saw the name of that thing as the attack roll came through. I was like, that's not good.
And like the ends of it were like dragon heads.
Yeah, dragon heads. And I was like, oh wait, that thing was badass. I can't use it. It's a flail. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
It's just not going to go well.
Right.
That's all I've got.
Did you guys want to head out?
Yeah, we can. Other than just helping with the whatever cleanup can be helped with over the course of 55 minutes. That's just what Thanik would be doing the entire time.
Yeah, I can only use simple weapons.
Well, there's no flail.
All
So
right.
it doesn't matter.
Moment. I remember who came with you. Anther Froome, Lady Lariel, and Rianne.
I'm looking up that thing. What was it called? The Flail of Tiamat? I don't even know what that thing does.
It hurts, is what it does.
It hurt bad. It hurt real bad.
That it do.
Magic items. Flail of Tiamat.
Okay. All right, so Nai teleports you, and you feel the typical pull, and you arrive in a small room with a teleport circle in El Terrell. At this point, before you guys go out and investigate, it's unless you guys want to do something in the evening, but it is late. It's almost 10 p.m. and some attendants do arrive to show you through the keep, and Anther Froome and Lady Lariel and Rianne go to their rooms and said we'll speak in the morning. So if you guys wanted to keep talking before you guys go to bed, you can, or you can decide to go to bed. It's up to you.
We're not going to separate rooms, right? I don't want to deal with those nightmares by myself.
Absolutely not. No. I'm sleeping with Stevie 100%.
You guys are great. I'm getting a separate room.
All right.
It is significantly less dangerous here than it is in a Thayan tower. So
what's the worst that can happen? Someone kills me in my sleep. They tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it's happened a lot to me now that I think about it. That's.
And there's no actual rooms here. It's just
sometimes
you guys will have
sometimes
rooms.
now that was your fault for trying to get with the doppelganger.
First off, they had big titties. What do you expect me to do?
I mean, I don't blame you. I just.
And in the moment, it felt right.
I do. I blame him.
Stevie looks down at her non-existent chest.
It has been a long day, and there's no need for comparisons. I think sleep is necessary.
Besides, I want to give Mom and Dad some alone time. I'll sleep on the opposite end. Bye-bye.
Sigh.
Sigh. So I will sleep wherever I find that's technically away.
Tiny's gonna be.
Yeah. There's rooms. They lead you to rooms if you guys want rooms and stuff like that. And if you guys again, it's up to you if you're role playing. If not, we can go to the morning and go on with the meeting and other stuff.
Especially with being able to hear the Drakhorn in the background, like there is a degree of like seriousness in this moment that is just all right. There's no more delaying this.
Right. I will
and
say
it is constant. It's blowing like every minute on the minute over and over and over again.
I will say that Stevie does stick a lot closer to Thanik than she usually does. This is getting real. The Drakhorn scares her because of her babies, Billy and Timmy.
Fuck names dragons, Billy and Timmy.
Me when I have no time to think about it. And yeah, so she's just looking for that comfort in this moment.
The wall of dragons, fucking wormlings are coming running at Thanik. He decapitates 2 black ones. Stevie's in the back crying.
Please no. Anyways, yeah. I don't know where the rooms are, so I'm just in the middle.
Well, again, there's no rooms. You guys are just brought to rooms.
There's rooms, but there's not rooms on the map.
I mean, I made a keep, but I didn't make actual rooms. There's little buildings and stuff. Just assume you're one of those.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
Actually, one good thing Mal's going to do as he sees just like the super serious look on Thanik's face, he's going to put a little mini PowerPoint presentation in front of only him, showing him all his conquests in battle that Mal has seen, where Thanik is the hero instead of Mal for once. Like an uplifting PowerPoint presentation.
Maybe a few days ago, friend, but this is something different entirely.
It is, but you need the motivation more or less.
Oh, trust me. Just pointing up in the air, gesticulating at the Drakhorn sound. There's plenty of motivation to go around. But again, I appreciate you thinking of me.
Where those little tower things are, that brings you up to the battlements. Like you can walk around the battlements where those little boxes say tower. It's like stairs that lead up to the battlements. But it's just the battlements because you can see over the city and stuff. But yeah.
Gotcha. So like there's 5 towers, it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no one in there yet, Tiny. They're just in there, but they're not in there. They're in their rooms.
Where are the rooms?
Bedtime.
Once again, there are no rooms. Theater of the
For the 8th time now, there are no there are rooms, but there are no physical rooms on the map. You're just brought to your rooms. You have rooms. That's it.
Yes, they open a magical door. It's like Mordecai's magnificent mansion.
Oh, I gotta change the lighting on the map that Tiny went to tonight.
And then after
I casted light on myself so I can see.
Yeah, I know, and but it's the whole it's daylight on that map. So.
And then after Mal's done trying to motivate,
it's nighttime.
But I had fun with this because you can, if you notice, Tiny, you can see them down below.
This is a great view.
And like if you guys move down there on your map, she sees you moving on her map on the battlements.
This is
Bryce,
pretty cool.
We're ready for you.
Oh yeah. The other thing I'll say, after Mal's done trying to like motivate Thanik with a PowerPoint presentation, Stevie's gonna see one. But it's of all the times that Mal cast Charm Person and that she's just beating the shit out of him. Just trying to get that reaction out of Stevie of her just laughing her ass off.
Yep, like, you succeed.
Trying to uplift the mood.
She starts laughing.
And then he gets the Tiny, and it takes him like a solid 20 minutes of just sitting there trying to think, and he just puts up a picture of pancakes with syrup. And basically what Mal's doing, he's just going around, he's just trying to uplift the mood as much as he can at this point. And that's all Mal's doing before he goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we ready for the next day?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if yours it's cantrip, right? So you didn't use anything to cast that. So you don't need
Fighter
you don't
illusion
need yeah.
cantrip. That shit's free.
Yes. Well, I was talking about
I
her
was
light
just-
spell, but her light spell is cantrip.
Yeah.
So you don't have to-
I
you don't
was
have to
just
hit long rest or
realizing I
anything.
could just cast it on each person. I was just playing with it just to learn something new.
All right, so the next morning arrives. And you kind of ushered to the tent in the center there. And as you walk in, you see the people you came with, Anthar Faerun and Lady Lariel Silverhand and Rian Nightshade, as well as Ramalia is there. And as you come in the tent, you see Ramalia's face is kind of... Her eyes are red and swollen as if she's been crying. And as you enter, she kind of conform. What's the word? Not conforms or contorts, whatever.
Conjecture.
Fixes herself up. And she's like, I'm glad you are here. Before we get into the things we need to discuss, I've prepared some services for Leosin, and everyone is meeting out in the courtyard. The Grand Walkway of Alterel, if you would join us.
Of course. It's time.
Okay. So she leads you out. You guys can... It's right through the walkway here. You can walk outside. She makes her way there to the end. And you do see... Oh, let me get everybody else here lit up. You see all the other leaders and faces you remember seeing in the other council meetings. Leaders of various factions and stuff are all gathered as well. You do see the dwarf, Conrad Braunanvil, the King Melindrak and his son, Prince Eligarthus, Ellen Winterhound, who you had seen too, who came with you originally to Thay, Marshall, the Raven Guard. Jamina's even there in the back. Lord Neverremember actually arrived as well, and Surstaval and Thunderspells are all gathered there. You do see the grave and Leosin's coffin inside, and Ramalia kind of takes your place at the front and puts her head down for a moment, kind of in thought. And you see her, she kind of coughs and lifts her head. And you kind of, the sun has just been rising, and it's just, kind of cresting over the east, casting a warm golden glow over the gathered mourners. And Ramalia steps forward, her eyes glisten with unshed tears as she takes a deep breath and begins to speak. Friends, allies, and honored guests, today we gather. She stops for a moment as the Drakhorn keeps bellowing, trying to ignore it, to continue on. Today we gather to bid a farewell to a true hero, a beacon of hope and wisdom, Leosin Erlanthar. Born in the tranquil town of Burdusk in the western heartlands, Leosin's journey was destined to be extraordinary from the very beginning. As a half-elven monk, he chose a path not of brute strength, but of intellect and perseverance. He sought knowledge with a fervor that few possess, traveling far and wide across the Sword Coast, from the reverend libraries of Candlekeep to the majestic peaks near Silvery Moon. Yet, no matter where his quest for understanding took him, he always called Elturel his home. Leosin's life was defined by his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his unwavering commitment to uprooting evil wherever it took root. It was this noble cause that led him to join the Harpers, where I had the immense privilege of calling him a friend and a comrade. His approach was never one of reckless combat, but of thoughtful strategy and deep understanding. He believed that knowledge was the greatest weapon against the darkness that threatened our world. The ever-increasing threat of the cult of the dragon brought him to Greenest. In his courageous bid to understand our enemy, he allowed himself to be captured, enduring unspeakable torment and anguish. His sacrifice, born of his unwavering dedication to the greater good, exemplifies the depth of his bravery. But Leosin was never alone in his struggles. The heroes of Greenest who he came to trust and regard as his true allies, rescued him from the clutches of evil. This trust was not misplaced, as they have proven their worth time and time again. For nearly 2 years now, Leosin devoted himself to dismantling the cult of the dragon, his efforts culminating in Waterdeep, where he stood alongside his friends and allies, fighting valiantly in defense of all that is good. In this final, fateful battle, Leosin gave his life, a sacrifice that has left an indelible mark on our hearts and our history. Leosin was more than a scholar, more than a warrior. He was a guiding light, a steadfast friend, a symbol of hope. His legacy is not only in the knowledge he shared or the battles he fought, but in the lives he touched and the hearts he inspired. As we stand here today, let us remember Leosin not just for his heroism, but for his kindness, his wisdom, and his unwavering belief in the goodness of people. Let his spirits guide us as we continue to fight for a world free from the shadows that seek to consume it. Farewell, dear Leosin. Your light will forever shine in our hearts, and your sacrifice will never be forgotten. May you find peace in the eternal embrace of the gods. Romalia's voice falters as she steps back, a single tear rolling down her cheek. The crowd remains silent, each person lost in their own memories of the remarkable man they have come to honor. She does look over at everyone. She's like, if anyone wishes to say anything, please feel free.
Does any of the other NPCs stand up?
They're all quiet at the moment, just kind of their heads bowed.
Well, not to miss an opportunity to eulogize. Thanak wouldn't have much to say. He would sit there and let the silence hold for a minute and just make sure that nobody else had anything that they wanted to step forward to say. And provided that was the case, he would take a few steps forward towards Romalia and just place like a comforting hand on her shoulder, and then look up towards everyone else and just say, it's up to us to remember, to make sure that there is a world to come back to, a gravesite to come back to, an El Terrell, a Waterdeep, a life to come back to. He gave his life for that cause. We must all be prepared to give ours just the same.
Thank you. You do notice as you're standing there now too that this area seems to be as far as a grand concourse, it's all like a park almost along one of those long parks that goes across, and you do see that there's that fountain in the middle, there's other gravestones, that this is where El Terrell has placed all of its heroes of its town. And even though he was not native to El Terrell, he did call it his home for many, many years. And that's why he's being laid to rest here.
Once Thanak's done, Mal would like to step up as well. I didn't know him long, and our encounters were brief. But I could tell from the moment that I met that man, he's braver than I ever could have been. I'm not good with words, so just allow me to play this. And then Mal will just start to strum a soft, soothing song on the sissiton, or the cittern, as I'll properly call it. And using thaumaturgy to almost like mellow it out even more, just to make sure the sound carries to everyone here.
Yeah, and you do hear some slight sobs, a couple choked, and people kind of, many trying not to show that their tears are coming. But the music indeed is beautiful, and it carries over, and you can feel it touching everyone. Antar Faerun does kind of step forward, and he's like, if we are all ready, there is business that must be attended to.
And nobody here stopping him. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Somber silence as we follow him with a walk-in animation.
So the tent is not big enough for everyone, so they kind of just stay out here. You see attendants kind of bring a table out, and Antar Froom kind of rolls out a map, places some stones on it, and he places a few parchments of paper, and the others kind of gather around, especially Lady Lariel, Rian Nightshade, Romalia, and they bring you guys all in close as well. And are you guys able to see this?
Yes.
Please loading. Loading plans.
So he lays it out. He shows the map where you guys will see it more too, but it's at the foot of the Sunset Mountains is where the Well of the Dragons is at. And he... Oh, fireworks are going off. I was wondering what that was.
I had myself
Yeah.
Just
It was kind of... It was,
but
well, I heard the music going, and it was very rhythmic. It was like, boom, boom. I'm like, is this part of the song? I don't remember this being part of the song.
This is a weird beat, dog.
Yeah.
that
So
bass
he lays
drum?
out a couple sheets of paper and some tokens or markers of the different factions as well, and they're marked there. And he looks at everyone. And he looks at you four specifically. He's like, "There's no surprise that through all your help, we are counting on you to help determine this battle, decide where all the various forces will go. We don't know exactly everything yet, and as Romali will tell you shortly, you guys will be heading to the Well Dragon at least to get some preliminary information before the final battle happens. But we know for sure Faerun, who is wearing the dragon mask and leading the ritual, is there. The red dragon worm speaker, who has apparently been in the Well of Dragons this entire time, waiting, which is why you have not encountered him. He does have his red wizard lackey, and you kind of see Nyimich kind of like her face kind of curls in anger and disgust. Wrath Modar, who you met in the Flying Castle, Skyreach, in Skyreach Castle, and he escaped your grasp. There's also their contingents of their red wizards, the disgraced red wizards. Obviously, the hordes of chromatic dragons that are being called by the Drakhorn. Devils that are loyal to Tiamat, who are on this plane, who await her entry, will also be throughout the Well of Souls. We have the cult leaders, the minor cult leaders, the cultist troops, and they've also hired many mercenaries to help. There's thousands of people at the well. We know what we have is you have the loyalty of everyone you have sought. You have the Order, the Harpers, the Zentarum, the Emerald Enclave. The Arcane Brotherhood is even assisting since you freed Melandrach the Crimson. The Wizards of Thay, thanks to your services going to Thay to speak to them, and your council with the Metallic Dragons also have them on our side. We just need to decide where these forces are going to go. And you guys can discuss this if you'd like. And those little tokens, you can actually, each of you can control them, and you can kind of slide them over to where you want to slide them. Just don't try to do it all at the same time.
So I'm gonna
the
say
Zentarum can
something-
totally take the chromatics.
Yeah, totally. Humans against dragons makes total sense.
Just the sneaky thieves up against fucking dragons.
Or maybe we give them better chance and put the metallic dragons against the chromatic dragons.
Well, there's
That's all of
there's
them.
a couple of easy ones.
Should all be individual. Yeah, there you go.
I accidentally had them all selected. That one, I think, is an easy one.
Yeah, and the other one that's going to be really easy is that the wizards, if they are only here for
yes,
the red wizards, so that's simple.
I mean, what about
Nyamich nods to you. She's like, yes, our entire focus will be on the renegade red wizards.
Would the
I mean,
Arcane
what about
Brotherhood be a
Rathmodar?
good fit for the devils, though? Being strong magic users against devils? Would that be a good call?
Well, I think we all have a
Wouldn't
pretty
the
good idea
harps
about
be
the
for
order.
that?
We've all got a pretty good idea about the Order of the Gauntlet, the Harpers, and the Zentarum, and the Arcane Brotherhood is pretty self-explanatory. The Emerald Enclave.
That's a ton of druids, right?
Yeah, druids.
They would probably do good against the devils.
Well, we need the bulk of the manpower in terms of troops to take care of the troops and the mercenaries. So that's probably going to be the Order of the Gauntlet and the Harpers.
Okay.
I would say troops. The Order of the Gauntlet has the most actual soldiers and fighters. The Harpers are more intelligence and spies. You could say they're kind of covert.
The Lord's Alliance is kind of a collection of a few smaller armies into a larger one.
The Lord's Alliance is just the leaders of all the various cities in the Sword Coast.
Oh,
that's why I don't have
it's the people we're standing around.
Yes, and there's others that aren't here present, but yeah, leaders of different cities. That's what the Lord Alliance is. They all have. I didn't put a emblem on here because they can be mixed in with anyone. They're just like your run-of-the-mill infantrymen, just regular troops that each city sent contingents of, like Braun Anvil. Like Braun Anvil is with the dwarves. He sent mostly. It's their forges that are working. They're supplying all weapons, armor, and stuff like that.
So, are we some of the are we a token on this board?
We're not a token.
You're not a token, but
we can, because
you decide where you're gonna go. Yeah.
I mean, I think it makes the most sense for us to go against Faerun and Rathmodar.
And that leaves 5 tokens for 4 individuals, which means that we can take some assistance if we want to.
And the largest group here is the cult troops. They have 1,000. Between the cult troops and the mercenaries, because they've hired, I would say, at least 1,000 or so mercenaries, and then their cult troops are their rank and file, which they're all over Faerun. So there's thousands of those.
So then let me move some tokens around just as a proposal, and then we can discuss it out of game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking here.
I love how just slow that token moves.
I know.
Just the suspense.
You just see Thanek.
It works for me. I don't know if it works for you guys, but if I hold the Alt button down, wherever you put it, it just moves it there instantly without the animation. Yep.
Yeah,
there it goes.
Yeah, but but that's static. Like he's going super slow, watching everyone's reaction, seeing how we react to this.
I think this is what makes sense. You could, depending on troop totals, I think you could swap the Harpers and the Zentarum. I don't really enjoy spending any more time with Jagna, but I will if I have to.
Fucking Zentarum, Aldrin rolls up with us.
But I think you've got big troops on big troops, Order of the Gauntlet, and cult troops. You've got second big troops on second big troops, Lord's Alliance versus the mercenaries. You've got either the Zentarum or the Harpers, who are equally, I think, to a certain degree, good at subterfuge. The Zentarum a little bit better at assassinating than the Harpers are, which means that we have the ability to stand in front of the Harpers and have them as support troops, for lack of a better phrase. And then you've got magic folks taking on devils who are, they're a little bit on the squishy side. The other thing that you could do, other than just swapping the Harpers and the Zentarum, is that if we're worried about the Arcane Brotherhood taking on devils, you could do that.
Right. Well, because I mean, we almost took out Rathmadar ourselves several levels ago. This was before we even started.
Severin's gonna be a little bit different animal, but overall, like if we do need to go it alone to make sure that these folks are probably the best taken care of, it's gonna be the Arcane Brotherhood who need the most.
And we should ask this question right now too, because we're going over information for Rathmodar and Severin. This is their personal troop with them too. Do we have any idea of like what numbers of their personal troop looks like? Because we can fucking roll up, the four of us.
Not yet, because you're going to find out more when the Harpers go to get their information gathering. And they did request if you could accompany them.
So they have a company.
And since and I'm going to play it off like you're actually asking this question. So Antar Faerun says, yes, the Harpers will be going on an information gathering mission, and we would like if you don't mind to accompany them there. This is a covert mission only. This is not to engage or start anything. We do not want to lose you or anyone else in this mission. It's more just to gather information, to find out more details if we can, as our troops amass and prepare to head out.
I mean, if they do end up having a decent amount of a personal guard, or I guess with them, then we can always have the Harpers come with us instead of the Arcane Brotherhood. But otherwise, I agree with everything Danica's just said.
Well, if we go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as the Arcane Brotherhood, because that's full of wizards, how big of a troop is that, anyways?
The Arcane Brotherhood I would say so. So the largest group is the Order to Gauntlet and Zentarum.
Those are
the Lord's Alliance. They have a pretty good contingent too, but I would say they're more like city guards. They're the least skilled of the troops, but they have a good number of them too. The Arcane Brotherhood is just a small cadre of mages, so I would say maybe there's like 100 of them.
Not
at most.
How many devils are in play here?
Right. So the Harpers are the smallest faction. There's more than 100 of them, but they are, because of their more covert and infiltrating kind of nature, they're more of a smaller group than the others. They're not an army.
So the Zentarum's actually a fairly big unit.
Yeah.
So here's what I'd recommend, and correct me if I'm wrong. We bring the... Oh, God, why was everything highlighted?
I minded the same thing.
So I vote we take the Harpers with us regardless, because they're the smallest troop. If the Arcane Brotherhood's pretty small, I'd almost say swap these two around. Get the big boy magic boys fucking up the leaders, and then the Zentarum with the devils.
Well, you know what? That's a fair point, because when you see cult leaders and cult troops, you can't imagine that those are two completely separate entities. It's generals commanding an army. So
another option is, since they're a bigger group, you can split them.
Oh, so I see. So that could be an option there too. Split up to Zentarum to help with the cult leaders and the devils.
I don't know. I guess my big thing is that I don't know. The Arcane Brotherhood are going to be able to get in there and fuck around with some cult leaders, but if there's a small contingent of them and they are fairly powerful, I think their magic could be useful elsewhere. So if you take a small contingent of the Zentarum to go specifically target the cult leaders, along with the Order of the Gauntlet and the Lord's Alliance with the cult troops and the mercenaries, and then have the Zentarum, the bulk of that force, go take on the devils with the Arcane Brotherhood, then we can have this very small in and out sort of group that goes along with us, specifically searching for the big dogs, and then everybody else is matched up fairly well, I think.
I like this one.
Yep. Agreed.
So then we'll say, just in case, because I don't know if you do, but in case you do have physical numbers in mind, maybe like a 20-25% detachment of the Zentarum Lunga to go after the cult leaders, with the bulk of them being the sort of brute force in front of the Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah, so the big, the fucking bruisers are with the fucking Arcane Brotherhood, but the sneaky guys are trying to assassinate the cultist leaders.
Yeah.
Like Jamna's in the back
Yeah,
cutting
that's
throats, and there's a goop. Big
Yeah, Jamna's definitely going after co-leaders for sure. Actually, you know what? 25% minus Jamna. Jamna, you go fuck on some devils.
And I will say that there's probably a good 99% chance that Aldrin is there. So, which you guys were bringing up in case you go down. I mean, I don't know if you want, but Bryce, you kind of have a built-in option. If Mel goes down, you do have Aldrin if you want to use him.
Just as Mel breathes his last breath, you see a fucking comet of fire coming streaking through the sky.
Aldrin shows up, and all of us are just like, "You're supposed to be somewhere else. What are you doing here?"
I don't know. The plot felt like I needed to be here.
But yeah, I think I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this split.
Okay.
So in roleplay, Thanak just goes, there's your plan.
And then you see Mal just move one pieces. You're forgetting about numbers, bud.
Shit. No, I think more importantly, a lot of this conversation probably did take place over a little bit more.
Insert roleplay voices.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you can do that now if you want. Feel free.
Which means at this stage, there's a sort of, I feel like Thanak sort of stands back off the table, along with, some of your bigger heads, your Faeruns, your Brawn Anvils. Mal's going to be there as well in some capacity, and just sort of, does this seem to make the most sense? Is there any contest here as far as instructions or?
Thanak, I would trust your instincts here. You're the one that has experience.
Tiny is
leading armies.
thrilled that she doesn't have to work with the people that hurt her.
Yeah,
Thanak,
this is your whole thing,
Antherfroom does look at Thanak and he says, "This seems as sound as a good plan as any, and I cannot find disagreement with any of the choices you have made."
Claps a hand on Mal's shoulder, especially his splitting the Zentarum recommendation. This seems the most fitting.
My dad's proud of me finally.
With that being said,
I've been proud of you for a very long time. You just keep making decisions that don't make me less proud, but make me question my pride.
When this is done, we can cook up that fish, though.
If we're still here.
As you guys are making the battle plans, you see, other generals and troops. The courtyard's quite. I mean, I only have tokens of the leaders, but it's full. There's lots of people all gathered around here, here waiting to hear what's going to happen. And Antharfroom stands up, puts his hands on his hips. He's like, "Well, seems like we have a plan other than the infiltration that you must do with the Harpers." But Antharfroom then turns around and he kind of walks before the assembled. Looks around, waiting to see if everyone's paying attention, and hush kind of comes over as he looks over everyone. He stands there, his armor's dented, dinged. You can see blood is still kind of caked on his face as he didn't even seem to wash. He just crashed and went to sleep the night before and woke up and came right here, and he's still nurturing that slight limp, leaning on that kind of a cane. Raises his weary head, and you kind of see a firm resolve in his dark brown eyes. "Brothers and sisters of the Sword Coast, we stand on the precipice of an age of darkness and an era of unprecedented hope. Gathered here today are the factions that have long shaped the fate of Faerun. The Lord's Alliance, the Harpers, the Emerald Enclave, the Zentarum, my own order, the Gauntlet. We have seen conflicts among ourselves, and we have known the bitter tastes of rivalry. Yet today we stand united as one, forged in the crucible of necessity and hope. For almost 2 years, we have waged a relentless war against the cult of the dragon. In every skirmish, every daring raid, and every act of defiance, we have struck at the heart of their foul ambition. But make no mistake, our efforts have only bought us time." He kind of looks up as the horn is continuing to blow. The jack horn blows unceasingly, a dire omen of the danger that lies ahead. The cult has gathered the dragon masks, and they stand on the verge of unleashing Tiamat upon our world. The stakes have never been higher. Our adversary has never been more formidable. But amid this darkness, there shines a beacon of hope. A hope embodied in the courage and valor of 4 heroes. Thanik Bridgebreaker, Stephen L. Blackthorn, Malamos Delfontaine, and Tiny Frostmint. These names are not just spoken with respect. They are etched in our hearts, carried on the winds of every victory, and sung in the songs of every bard from here to Neverwinter. He kind of walks and places a hand on your shoulder, Thanik. Thanik, the stalwart fighter whose indomitable spirit and unbreakable resolve have turned the tides in countless battles. And you see his face start to turn in turn to each of you. Stephen L., the keen-eyed ranger whose cunning and brilliance light has led the way even in the darkest of times. Melamos, the inspiring bard whose mastery of song and story weaves spells that bolster our strength and confounds our foes. And Tiny, the compassionate life cleric whose bravery and strength in the face of danger have healed our wounds and lifted our spirits. He pauses for a moment and smiles, and he steps away and stands before the assembled once more. These heroes have led us through trials and tribulations that would break lesser souls. They have lost friends and endured heartache. They have faced the cult's might and emerged victorious time and again. They have earned our trust, our respect, and our unwavering support. Today, the fate of Faerun lies in their hands, and we, the assembled factions of the Sword Coast, stand ready to follow their lead. We stand ready to march into the Well of Dragons to confront the cult and prevent Tiamat's return. Our unity, our resolve, and our shared determination will be the hammer that shatters the chains of fear and despair. He goes quiet for a moment. You see him struggle with his crutch, and he shakily and solemnly takes a knee. Let us pledge here and now to fight with every ounce of strength, every spark of courage, and every breath in our bodies. One by one, all the leaders and all the gathered troops behind follow suit and take a knee before you. You are the heroes of Greenest no more, but the saviors of Faerun. We will follow you into the darkness or light, glorious victory or bitter defeat, into the very pits of Avernus itself if need be. We vow by your shining example to show the cult that Faerun will not bow to their tyranny, that we will not be cowed by Tiamat's shadow. We will show the world that when the Sword Coast stands united, there is no force, darkness, or evil that can prevail against us. Saviors of Faerun, the time is now. The battle is upon us. Lead us forward with unwavering hearts and unbreakable spirits. For Faerun, for light, for victory! And you hear everyone assembled says the same 3 words. For Faerun, for light, for victory. You hear gauntlets pounding against chest plates, swords banging against shields, feet pounding. And you see all these people kneeling and only 4 standing. Well, 3 standing and 1 floating. Are you 4 as they all around you?
Everybody knows I'm going to say something. I'm giving you all an opportunity to go first.
Mal is... You'd think Mal would be just like gritting his fucking ears up, but at this moment, it just fucking hit him how real shit got. And he's stone-faced, but at the same time, you can tell he's shitting bricks. Doesn't say anything. Just there.
Yeah. Tiny is very overwhelmed.
This is just kind of stealing Stevie's resolve to get shit done.
If there was a movie being done, this is when you had the camera kind of doing the 360 as you're all standing there and kind of looking at each other, looking at everyone, and the camera is just kind of going around at this awe-inspiring sight of all these people counting on you and taking a knee in front of you.
Knees weak, arms are ready. I'm on sweater.
Not my mom's spaghetti because she's a bitch and she never cooked me spaghetti.
Yeah. The
Damn.
the orphanage.
Damn. Emotional damage.
Yeah, it's orphanage porridge is what's on it.
I think after allowing the moment to settle in and everything to die down, Thanik just sort of, tries to assist it dying itself down. And just please rise from your kneeled positions while...
As one, they all rise. And you hear like, choom, choom. at attention.
This show of support and fealty and unification is is wonderful, and I mean not to demean this gesture that you've shown to us, but you're heroes of Greenest, saviors of Faerun. You're speaking to the last of the tribe of the Thunikalathi, who has been nothing more than a contract worker for the past several decades. You're speaking to a man who grew up in an orphanage and found his way into a name that meant something and mattered to him, and now here he stands once again without it. You stand with a centaur who, with a keen interest in dragons, but has spent her life in the forest until necessity brought her out of it. You stand, or in this case, kneel, for a fairy who's maybe not always entirely sure why she's here until she found
Thenic the Mighty! Thenic the Strong! You start to hear the voices start to go over. Thenic the Mighty! And a chant starts to form. Thenic the Mighty! Thenic the Mighty! Thenic the Mighty!
Deeds have been done. Great trials and tribulations lay behind us, and they do lay before us, but if you wish for unity, if you wish for support, then let us stand together, not prepared to live, but prepared to die for what's necessary.
We will follow you into hell if need be!
It's established Thaddeus and Dylan both don't like praise.
Well.
It's like that random troop that yells stuff out and here and there, and then chants start up because of it.
Good show, then.
Think Gladiator. Remember how one person started yelling?
Gladiator. With that said, we all stand together once again. Let's go to hell, shall we?
To hell! To hell! To hell! To hell! Death! Death! You hear just rattling of shields and swords. Just it's echoing through the keep. Humility didn't work. They saw it as a battle cry.
No, that's fine. It doesn't stop me from being shamed. I'm ashamed for dealing with all this.
Hey, I see what you're trying to go for there, Thanic. It worked great on paper. Just accept the praise. They love you. That might be some of these men's last wish.
As you're doing this, you hear large. You hear flapping of wings. And at first, people start to panic. But then you see a glimmer in the sky. And everyone kind of gives space. And you see a very large, beautiful silver dragon that you guys remember as Elia land in the courtyard. And walking through, see a large centaur make his way through the gates that you will immediately recognize, Stevie, as Xeraxes' polymorph form.
Oh. Hey, been a long while since I've seen you that way.
I had 2 children to take care of, in case you forgot.
I know. I'm not. That was not a judgmental statement. I was just saying it's been a while. It's nice to see you, in the form I'm usually used to.
Well, there's business to be taken care of, is there not? I do need to speak with you for a moment, Stephen L. And he does take you aside.
How are the kids?
They're fine for the moment, but they feel the call, the pull of the Drakhorn.
That's what I worried.
I've done my best to keep them away from its call. But if something isn't done soon, they could eventually fall to its siren's call. Now, them being very young wormlings, they are typically the last to answer this call. So the only thing we have to worry about is time.
Soon. We're going to within the next couple of days.
The metallics are arriving, and I will be joining them in the sortie that flies over.
Good. Be careful.
Of course, he kind of gives you a hug and a peck on the cheek.
Return it.
Elia
And
lands.
Your boyfriends are here? Oh, shit.
Elia lands, and she kind of just settles down on her haunches. And if a dragon can smile, you kind of see a smile on her face. She's quite happy. And she does see Tiny. She's like, well, hello, little one. It's good to see you again.
Hi, dragon.
I don't think I mentioned it before, but she's an ancient dragon, so she's quite big. You're muted, Stevie.
Oh no, I was just saying big. So I didn't need that was not important. She's big.
She's like, I'm told that there's a destination a few of you need to get to as soon as possible.
Recon, right?
Yeah, I think we were gonna go with the Harpers to check out the Well of Dragons and do a little bit of recon.
I can carry you four and a couple harpers with me. If Xeraxes will help, he can carry a couple more harpers. I think all in told, it would be you four and 6 harpers that we can take.
Well, if that's the case, no one's riding out to war without that intelligence. So, unless any of you have anything that you're doing that's keeping you here, and who is it that's leading the Harpers now?
Well, she was leading the whole time. Leosin wasn't the leader; he was just like a high-ranking member.
Oh, right.
Ramalia.
Leosin was just our friend.
Right. So Thanek would walk over to Ramalia, or if she's close enough, then just turn to her, and just say, if we can manage 4, maybe 6. Let's go with 4 or 6 of your best, shall we?
Already taken care of. And you see the harpers come out, and they're all dressed in cultist robes that they had gathered, that you guys had all gathered up. And Xeraxes and I'm going to just call her Elia because her full name is way hard to pronounce. It's Otarialia Carnos.
Ollie.
But Elia. Yeah. She puts her wing down for you guys to climb up, as does Xeraxes for everyone to climb up.
Kind of just flies by her head.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you still breathing fire, little one?
Yes. I'm a dragon.
As often and as loudly as possible. The same as before.
I am a dragon.
And let us be off. And as you guys grab on, they take flight and fly overhead. Because we're at the end, I didn't do it. I actually made a distance chart and travel chart for Souls of Magic's Dawn, so I can actually figure out accurately how long it takes to get places. I didn't put it in here yet, but so I'm just going to say it's by Dragonflight, and Xeraxes and Elia aren't taking long breaks. They're it's like when you do that 14, 16-hour drive and you don't stop. You know.
I mean the one I did last weekend?
Yeah, exactly. So they're flying for 16 to 18 hours a day, and then resting for 6 or so to get you guys there. So you guys make it to near the Well of Souls, but not at the Well of Souls, because as you get closer, you can kind of see the caldera at a distance. You see from the distance, they look like specks, still birds, but you can see all these dragons flying over the caldera. And as you guys get near, Xeraxes and Elia look at each other and they're like, yes, let's put down here. And they land, and it's where they land is probably about a 6-hour walk away. Let me change the clock here. 1, 2. We'll say it's the same time in the morning. And so as you land, you see the Well of the Souls, the Well of Dragon, keeps on Well of the Souls, Well of Dragons. It's a scene of desolation and impending doom unfolds before you. Little remains in the territories surrounding the well. The once fertile land is now a wasteland stripped bare by the cult's malevolence. The relentless drone of the Drakhorn still echoes through the air, a haunting, ceaseless sound that has driven the local animals to flee or turned them into vicious predators. The handful of villagers that once dotted the landscape are now bloodstained ghost towns, their streets silent and empty save for the few occasional gusts of wind stirring the ash. Every farmstead is a charred ruin, blackened by dragonfire. Few survivors you encounter are haggard and haunted, their eyes wide with fear as they hurry in the opposite direction, always glancing nervously at the sky for the dreaded silhouette of dragons on the wing. Ahead of you, the Well of Dragon looms ominously, the caldera of an extinct volcano at the northern end of the Sunset Mountains. The ashen plain leading up to it is eerily quiet, save for the distant sounds of the cult's preparations. The caldera itself rises steeply. Its slopes are covered in loose cinders and ash, and is roughly oval-shaped. Its high, steep walls forming a natural fortress. Thousands of creatures, both humanoid and monstrous, mill about or line up in ordered infantry ranks along the steep slope sides. You see the cultists moving with purpose, preparing for the ritual that could bring about the end of the world. The ground trembles under the weight of their numbers, a palpable sense of menace. The air is thick with tension, the very atmosphere charged with the impending clash between the forces of good and evil. Above, the sky is filled with the ominous presence of chromatic dragons. Dozens of them wheel and shriek, their scales glinting menacingly in the dim light. They circle like a flock of immense predatory crows, awaiting the bloodshed and the battle to come. Their cries are a cacophony of rage and anticipation, each dragon's kind of jostling for position, quarreling and posturing in displays of dominance. For now, they are not scouting for infiltrators, but their presence is a constant, looming threat. As you take in the scene before you, the gravity of your mission weighs heavily on your shoulders. Never in the past 2 years, through harrowing battles with powerful dragons and menacing foes, have you faced anything of this magnitude, and all the while knowing that the greatest threat, the dread goddess Tiamat, has yet to be summoned. The fate of Faerun hangs in the balance, and you realize you are the last line of defense against the unspeakable horrors the cult is about to unleash.
One, as we're getting closer, Stevie would cast Pass Without a Trace for any stealth checks that we might need to make. I'm gonna cast that to, get it, use the...
Yeah.
Part on that too.
Yeah, go ahead and do whatever preparations you think you need to do.
And then, just as we're walking up, seeing all of the chromatic dragons, there's a butt ton of them, right? There's just so many. Stevie
the description says dozens, but I would say a quick count. It seems like you see at least 30 or 40.
Right.
Dude, that's fucking terrifying.
That's terrifying. But Stevie is just kind of looking up in awe. Danik, look, there's so many of them. I've never seen so many in this. And there has to be at least 30.
There's perhaps more, but you are who you are. We have always appreciated who you are. I hope you understand that they all must have to go.
Yeah, but just look at how majestic they are.
It is quite the sight. You're correct.
Real quick thing for order, because this is a recon mission to just gather information.
Yes.
Was there a day that we were hey, we're going recon here, and then the battle starts? Did we have that discussion with the group?
They're preparing their troops to march.
Okay.
Which again, this is why they called the dragon to help get there as quickly as possible, because there's still some that haven't arrived in El Sorel yet, because they're coming from everywhere.
Okay.
But by the time we get to the Well of Dragons, they're probably already marching.
Well, they're waiting for some to come, and they're waiting for you to come back.
Yeah, they're waiting on this intelligence.
Okay.
Right.
That way we can make any final sort of shifts and moves if we need to,
right,
or if we choose to, and then the battle commences.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, just making sure.
Because they don't want they don't want to start marching until they get all the recon that they can get first.
Okay.
Because they don't, if they're marching, they don't know where they're going to go to or where at what end or how they're going to get, so.
Fair enough.
All that other good stuff.
Cool. Just making sure I'm 100% correct in the statements here, what we're doing. Awesome. Because if Stevie's casting Pass Without a Trace, I would like to cast Enhance Ability on Thanic, Dexterity, so he doesn't have disadvantage.
Sure.
Very good call, sir.
And I'm casting Aid, so that way...
Oh my god. So the targeting you guys have done, there's a blue dot and red dot on Thanic. It looks like he's wearing fucking 3D glasses. He's got a red dot and a blue dot over his eyes.
That's amazing.
Oh, now you know. All right, so are we ready to go to the next map?
Almost just... Oh my god. I gotta move right here so I can fucking cast this on Thanic. That's so stupid. Cool. Cast ability. Cool. And that will be Cat's Grace.
And I never really paid attention to the dates and stuff, but it's the 2nd of Nightal, the Drowning Dawn of 1490.
I would like to say that
Let it be written in the annals.
Disadvantage on stealth.
Huh?
What?
I also have disadvantage on stealth, don't I?
Why do you have
Because
disadvantage?
the armor that I have,
Yeah, but you don't have a -1 to it as well.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, Scale Mail gets disadvantage.
Yeah. Anyways.
Right. Also,
no,
keep in mind, outside, you see hundreds and hundreds of people milling about. So it's, while I'm not saying that they're not on guard, there's so many of them. There's so many people coming to and fro that a handful of people is not something that's probably going to be of the utmost concern to them right off the bat, unless you guys are doing something suspicious or
social
stuff
stealth.
like that. So, yeah, exactly. It's a crowd. But yeah, like I said, you see them all. They're all on the sides. They're gathering. They're preparing. You see people bringing in crates and bringing in stuff. You also see people being let in. You didn't know that. Oh, I forgot to mention this in Waterdeep. That hundreds of people were actually captured from Waterdeep and taken. I thought I had that in my writing, but I completely forgot it. It's actually kind of important. So yeah, they did also, during the battle, this seems like their main reason for coming there was also to basically kidnap hundreds and hundreds of people. And it
didn't feel like any of our people were missing about it.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't like taking people who were fighters. They were taking citizens, people who were easy to corral and
sacrifices.
So the whole reason for that attack was to cause damage, but it was also to be a cover for them to kidnap a bunch of people that, if you know anything about rituals, yeah, it's a pretty good guess. It's probably some kind of sacrifice going on. But
that
yeah,
is a lot of people to save.
Oh man, this is going to go one of many ways.
I'm afraid this is probably going to go one way. But those
also, Dan, keep in mind you have thousands of people between all the factions that are coming with you too. So it's not like
us versus all of them. There's no one helping us.
Fuck it, we go in right now. No.
Fuck it, we ball.
One of the dragon would be more. Stephen L. It's far more about this than I ever will. If those people are being used as sacrifices, correct?
The exact ritual that raises Tiamat is not something that I am as familiar with in particular, but I would imagine they would be used as sacrifice. I don't know. Is that a history roll that I need to make?
Well, again, the Harpers that are with you, as they nod you, it's like, that's what we're hoping to find out while we're here, to get as much details as we can.
I assume this conversation's been happening while we're walking and being...
Yeah, while you're kind of walking up there. You do see a ravine that kind of curves around, so that you guys dip into there, and they go with you as well.
But sneaky, fucking Solid Snake style. Mal pulls out a fucking minor illusion box of it.
Are we ready?
Yep.
As ready as we're going to be.
Those are dragons.
Yikes! I hate all of that.
That's anime.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things there. Yeah. Don't like that very much.
Yeah. Obviously, those are in the air. Those are high above you.
Right.
Flying.
But there's
the
also
bigger
a
one,
lot of
like
stuff on the ground.
think of it as a point of view of overhead. Like the biggest one, like the green one, that's the one that's the highest up.
Yeah.
But
also
even the lowest ones are still pretty good above your head. They're above the caldera, so they're not like flying.
There's also a lot of people on the ground, like the guard drakes and the dragon wings and stuff.
We're not here to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So as you right in the ravine, you can kind of it's a shallow ravine, so it's probably about a 6-foot embankment. You can kind of scan up. You kind of look over, and you do see right in front of you. You kind of do see 3 cave entrances right there, that go into the caldera, and you do see contingents, guarding the entryways of all of them. You do notice that there's like I said, carts and wagons being brought in, people being ushered in, as well. Where is my...
Tiny's gonna be like on the ground with her cloak over her and trying to hide her wings. She's not flying. Even though she sees a dragon, she knows that this is not a friendly spot.
I feel like Tiny would still know that the difference between the metallics and the chromatics.
Yeah.
Stevie would have explained that to her, so she knows that those are not the kind of dragons you want. They're the bad
so
dragons.
the top 2, the one over here and here, you see is mostly crates and wagons. You can kind of peek flashes of gold and jewelry. So this is like more the treasure that they've been stealing throughout this whole campaign. They're kind of going through here. The ones further south, this one here, and you actually can kind of see this one down here at a distance as well. That's where you see a lot of people being herded in through those cave entrances. The Harpers look at you and they're like, "Okay, we're ready to go in." And they kind of scamper up the far end over here through the brush, so they can't be seen, and then kind of wander out. So 3 of them, 3 of them kind of split up between these top 2, and the other 3 go down by these bottom 2, and they enter through there. There is brush along the very top of the map here. So if you guys wanted to skirt the edge, that gives you cover as you climb out of the ravine. The first 2 rows, 2 squares here. And this is actually labeled correctly. So each square is 20 feet. So that should give you the scope and size of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, just following the Harpers in, right?
So the Harpers are split up at the moment because there's some.
Well, they went in. They told you that they'd rather you not go in. They're the ones that are dressed to go in. That maybe if you wanted to scout around the outside for now, would be a good idea. If you guys want to enter, obviously that's up to you. They suggest you don't.
Let's do what they suggest and scatter on the outside.
Should we skirt to the south or to the west? Because there's like brush here, so we could keep following this.
I think northwest.
Yeah, and the same thing here too. The last 2 rows is brush going all the way down the map. So you can go all the way. You can go down all the way down the right side or the top. You can skirt all along there.
They went
at least that's what you
already.
can see.
So if we want to stay close to them, then I suggest that we almost stay here. But if we want to try and recon of our own, then the undiscovered path is south.
So you're saying we should split the party?
I'm saying that them running off already split the party, so we can either split the party less by sitting here and waiting for them and seeing their success, or we can consider that they have left us be for now, and we can go and discover on our own.
I vote we go south.
Just to clarify again, since you understand, like I said, the what you were there was just to escort them there. Their job is to infiltrate. Their job is to go in, treacherous guys to see what they can
Oh yeah,
suss out.
What's going the Harpers? They can do it.
They suggested that we kind of scout around the outside though, so let's go south, kind of like around.
Yeah, let's make a big circle around.
Yeah.
Because I vote we go south and then come back up this way. Like, go south and then come out this way and come back.
Yeah.
And since I'm the quietest, I'll lead, which I hate that idea. Boop.
I think you are the stealthiest.
I am the stealthiest. I've got a fucking decent stealth check. I'm the fucking rogue.
Moving down
I am the rogue
here.
I will say, as you're going down, since you have cover with advantage, I would say every let me make this simple. Every 300 feet, do a stealth check with advantage.
I'm sorry, Bree, did you just try to compare your stealth check to mine? You said a +4? I got a +12.
You guys, if you stay close to Stevie, you also have a +10 on. Yeah, isn't Pass Trace a +10?
It is a +10.
Yeah, you guys have advantage plus a +10. So
no one fuck up.
So Thanik still does have advantage because he has the cat's grace. I just have a straight roll, but plus my 10.
So if it's every 300 feet, we can make it to down here with a stealth roll.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll mine.
Dang, that was my spot.
And my not at advantage, just normal roll, but +10.
So that
16.
That should be 16. You could add. Just add +10 in your situation.
Yeah, I know. I will. I fucked up.
Mine automatically added the 10, but then I also added the 10, so it should be 18.
You know why? You remember they probably have to be close to you when they roll.
Yeah.
You know
that's what it is. So that's fine. You guys all passed. Just for if babe anyone else, if you're rolling to keep it, you want to do it near Stevie. So you guys are moving together. So
roll then move.
Wait for Stevie, then roll.
Right. Just have your token by her. Is there a status on there for Pass Without Trace for anyone? No.
Because
you want us to do like a
mine didn't add it automatically.
It didn't. Were you by her token when you rolled?
I was not, so I think that is going to be the case.
Yeah.
Because now I am right by her token, so next time I roll,
so
I'll tell you.
You guys got here just fine. You see again here when you get further south, you kind of saw before, but there's less people here, but it's also a large crowd as you see. Several dozens of people, in chains and ropes being brought into this entrance here, as well as the one down here. I don't want you to do anything. It's if you want to do perception, you can. What are you looking for?
Can I?
Okay, perception. What do you want to look for?
I don't know. I kind of want to get
Can you see? Yes, you can see. What are you looking for?
I kind of want to get a feel for numbers. Like, what kind of numbers do they have of each? Not each type of thing, but just like generally, like how many cultists there are, how many more leadery types there are.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to do a perception check for that. This is pretty plain here. I mean, the numbers you see in front of the cave, those are the numbers guarding the entrances. So that's exactly, they don't represent like a bunch. So there's just these 3 dragon fangs and a dragon wing guarding this cave here, and so on and so forth. But you do see, along the sides, coming in and out everywhere, you do see hundreds of cultists milling about, and the mercenaries are arriving and doing stuff. It doesn't appear to be any leadership. This seems to be all rank and file cultists and mercenaries walking in and out and doing stuff here.
Cool. Well, then let's continue on.
Okay, so we're all going to roll before we move.
Yeah, roll before you move.
I'm going to move first.
No. Roll first.
Thing is that
let us roll first. Next to you. If you move, stealth advantage.
Woo!
God. Mine
33 on stealth.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah, it's not giving you yours.
Yeah,
okay, we'll just.
So it's 19. Yeah, I'll just.
So I got
just add it. Yeah.
So I got a 46.
You're invisible. He is like a cat right now, guys. Just
Mal paid really good rogues to teach him how to be quiet when you guys were that intermediary.
matter of fact, all three of you kind of walk up, and then Mal's like right here. He's like, holy shit! What did he get there?
I'm just like comparatively. Obviously, this isn't really what's happening, but comparatively, Vanek is like from Krunk from Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
music.
Oh, on. So is that your roll? Is it 12, Vanek?
Yeah, that's my
You
total
didn't-
roll.
Did you guys roll by? Did you roll with advantage?
You did.
You had
I
so
can't because my armor.
you had
I rolled normal.
so you have advantage because of the brush plus
Right.
That's not how advantage works, dog.
plus that's what okay. You had 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage.
What you're saying is you have.
disadvantage.
I know, what
advantage doesn't stack.
By raw, they cancel each other out. And it doesn't stack. But I would say at this point, so you guys kind of hustle out, and you do kind of clink a little, and you see these 4 over here. They kind of look towards the brush. They're not making any movements yet, but they are kind of scoping out what's going on over there.
Can I do anything about that? I definitely can.
There's also only 4 of them.
I
Not gonna fight them.
I thaumaturgy the sound of like a stick breaking, like as far as I can, like away from us, which is how far away can I do?
60 feet.
I think it's 30 feet. But yeah, so like 30 feet, like north of us, I make the sound of a stick break with thaumaturgy.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
And then and actually, just to kind of piggyback off that a little bit, as soon as like Stevie starts doing that, I want to like minor illusion, because you said pretty much the only animals out here are predators, right? Like,
I mean, they're scurrying, but the ones that are remaining have like they are predators, or they've gone rabid and become like.
Would you
predators.
say there's like some fucking like dogs that are just like super malnutrition, just like fucking foaming at the mouth, almost like that kind of
Yeah,
thing?
sure.
Yeah, fuck. I minor illusion like one of those, like its ass end, and then have it just like pull in.
Okay.
Just like
All right.
a dog's cracking a stick over there.
Okay. So they all, none of them, all of them kind of fall for it. The Dragon Fang, however, he does go up to look at this dog.
Yeah, and the idea is like the dog, its ass end goes in, and then minor illusion's gone, so like the dog runs off, kind of deal. So then the dog's gone.
So it takes off as soon as he gets close?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then keep everyone really low and really quiet, like, shh.
Okay, so he sees it and he's like, fucking dog. And he walks back.
Okay, I think we're good
So
to keep
you guys
going,
are clear. And I know it looks, there is an open road here. So there's a bit of an opening. So you still have your pass without trace, but in this, passing this area here, you won't have advantage.
So realistically, Thanix thing stays the same regardless. This is just flat roll.
But Stevie does have disadvantage because of her scale nail. Okay. But I have plus 10 for pass without trace. So
I mean, there is wings you could do. You can take off the armor and just lay it in the brush. That is the chance people do when they want to get by sneakily.
can I put it on in my saddlebags of holding?
have you checked the weight recently? How much you have in there?
With that gold, probably too many. Platinum. It's platinum.
Platinum, yeah.
So never
Can
mind.
I fly up and around them?
No flying. Stay low. Stay in the brush.
You mean you want to get closer to the dragons?
Oh yeah.
No, stay low. Stay in the brush. No, that's a horrible idea. That's a very bad idea. This is Mal and Bryce right now. Like, this is Mal and Bryce both talking to Tiny and Murray at the same time.
Bad plan.
Just trying to see if there's anything I can do to give us a little bit better chances here, but I think that's about as good as it's going to get.
I'm happy to report that she does not have possession of the orange cat brain cell at the moment.
I wasn't even looking. But you guys want to keep moving forward, or are we just going to head back?
you gave aid. Doesn't it give them a 1d4?
No, that's bless. That's bless, and that's for attack
bless.
rolls. That's attack rolls.
Yeah.
Saving throws.
Yeah, and that's only a minute long.
Man, if only someone had guidance. Oh shit! Hold up, I have something. I was forgetting about this feature. Thanik, I believe you can do this. Please be quiet.
Stevie's the one with disadvantage. Thanik doesn't get disadvantage. What the fuck?
This at the moment.
13?
Fucking Thanix is 9.
Fine.
Don't be selfish.
And we can't even go by size because Thanik is like fucking 20 feet tall, and Stevie's a big clomping fucking centaur. So either way, they're both kind of like conspicuous.
985 pounds. Dylan, you're muted.
So all horses know how to be quiet when they need to. Not only is it a +9, but also when it comes to stealth, we all know how Thanak rolls, and that's just
I can touch Thanak. Okay, who are you touching, Bryce?
I give Thanak inspiration.
Okay,
Thanak
I'll give Stevie enhance ability, cat grace.
Oh, so now you have a straight roll too.
Hey. Okay, cool.
And I will do this too. I will make this contested rolls with them, and since they were already kind of they saw the dog and they heard the stuff, they're gonna roll with disadvantage because they so don't roll yet. I'm gonna send you guys a contested roll.
That's fine. Just to make sure, because I've listened to us talk, have we decided where we're trying to move to?
Yeah, we're still going south across the road.
Across the road. Wonderful.
Why do you think I'm buffing all your shit, dude? You got a D10 to this roll, +9, straight roll. It's our best shot.
Okay.
And I gave her enhance.
Yeah, you did the same thing.
No. I've been here for all of that. I just didn't see the spot on the map.
Yeah.
I gotta go from here to here.
Okay, never mind. It doesn't let me do contested rolls with multiple people, so I will just do theirs. You can just roll yours. I'll just do theirs manually.
Okay.
All right.
And Dylan, remember,
do we all got advantage?
No, straight roll for everyone.
Well, okay.
Straight roll for everyone. That's what's going on right now.
Okay.
And Dylan, remember, my inspiration, don't be afraid to use it. Because if you fail, you keep it. Because bullshit.
Why? How do I do disadvantage?
Just use it for this.
Yeah, use it for this, please.
Okay.
For the love of God.
And it's a straight roll, no pass without a trace.
Yes, pass without a
There's
trace.
no pass without a trace.
Yes, you do have pass without a trace.
I have to do +10, right?
Yeah. Fucking Jesus.
Straight roll. Jeez.
Plus a D10.
No, I know. I tried to do it and it didn't roll it. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my D10. Because trust me, your boy's not trying to ride with a 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10.
Hey.
So Thanak's got a 23.
23 for Thanak.
Okay, that's supposed to be a 26. I don't know why I got +10 twice.
Oh, it actually added.
Oh yeah, now it fucking adds it when I do it.
Now it added. Well, the highest perception check from the dragon was a 13. So
that technically might be.
Use the fucking bardic.
all right, so you guys move another 300 feet.
My Bardic to make Thanik look quieter doing this is I'm holding onto the scales.
I know that shows you ending there. You could just assume you're in the brush at this point again.
I'll just go a little bit farther.
Okay, and we'll say
Dun,
some
dun,
time has
dun,
passed
dun,
at this point
dun,
here.
dun, dun.
We'll say about an hour has passed of sneaking.
Yeah, well, there goes enhanced ability. and I think Pass Without Trace is gone too, right?
Correct. It's only an hour.
Cool.
You guys are full. You can cast. It's a big deal.
But you do see from this vantage point, I believe. Yes, you guys see another cave. You do see there's 4 guarding this one as well.
Anything going in and out of this cave?
This one, I need to look up which. I didn't put the numbers in front of this one. Silly me. Let me see
Silly you. Silly goose.
I know. Okay. That is 2C.
You know, Bryce, sometimes your gay comes out.
What gay?
Oh yeah, same thing. This one here, you see that there's prisoners all being tunneled through this one. So it's the same as the last 2 you passed.
Well, this is going great, guys. We haven't been seen yet. Slap Thanik on the ass, give him another enhance ability, Cat's Grace.
And I will say your next one can bring you down all the way to the end of the brush here. So whatever you your next roll can bring you
on her too?
all the way to there.
Yeah, if you open it back up.
Casting Pass Without a Trace,
Okay.
me.
I'm doing hands.
Oh yeah, I will recast Pass Without a Trace as well.
I'm getting really tired of its inconsistency of where
And then
we're
Tiny also said you're recasting Enhance ability on Stephen L.
Yeah, but she has to get closer to me. It says she's too far.
Just
Yeah.
move closer
There you
and
go.
cast that. We're all by each other.
Again, it's because the map is each square is 20 feet, so that's why it's doing that.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So has everybody?
You know, I'm wondering if that could have been a reason why Pass Without Trace has been weird because it's 20 feet distances. That could be that.
Because Pass Without a Trace is only within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe
everyone
everyone get on the same square.
So, but I guess more importantly, has everybody recast everything they need to recast before we move?
Yes.
And are we back to advantage in this area too?
Yes,
Since we're not crossing
you're in the
over?
brush again.
Nope.
Which is still straight roll for you, boy.
Stevie!
Still gets a 14 with a net
Or
1.
14.
Wait, did you use advantage?
No, that was a flat roll for me because I have
You were supposed to use
disadvantage.
advantage.
No,
She has disadvantage because of her scale mail.
Advantage because of my
Yeah,
scale mail.
advantage doesn't
okay.
stack.
Oh!
So it's wow. Mal once again is invisible. Stevie, you do, because it's a net 1, you do trip and fall. And you see heads turn for a moment and you just freeze. Because you freeze so well, they turn their heads back.
What was I supposed to do with it?
I have a lot of
Very,
experience.
very bumpy
behind.
brush. Your hooves aren't traversing it too well.
Mal's doing the full
But you're not
stalled
mountain
snake
goating
army
this
roll.
one.
I mean, Ranger feet say she does, but she does trip because she
I would just
has
say
failed
you're
that spell.
nervous with that many dragons flying overhead.
Yep.
You keep
Yep.
looking up.
I get distracted looking up at all the dragons like, whoa, look at that one.
Meanwhile, Mal's going underneath the brush, fucking army.
Okay.
Turn on the back.
One of the most fun things I ever did was a Spartan run where we had to like army crawl through mud under barbed wire. It was super fun.
Neat.
It was.
There's no brush over here, guys.
So, but from this vantage point, yeah, you do see that the brush ends. This is all open, rocky terrain in clear view of, these guys here. But you do kind of see in distance, there seems to be another opening at the other end. However, it does look to be like there's a lot of rocks and debris in front of it. It doesn't look like an area that's very well traveled at all. and you kind of can see an opening, but it seems to be a lot of rock kind of covering it.
Do you guys want to continue going all the way around, or do you want to quit while you're ahead?
I feel quitting like while we're ahead because we almost got caught twice.
I
kind of want to try something stupid.
depends on.
And
what
you did
they
have, and just for remember, you did there was brush all along the northern edge as well. And I'm not gonna let your roll go all the way back. We'll just assume you guys, if you want to go back to the ravine, you get back there. Success, you don't have to re-roll.
And go around the other side.
I mean, if you want to continue on this way, yeah, you're gonna be having to do stealth checks, and it's in plain view. There's no brush to hide in.
What is the stupid thing that Malamos wants to do?
So, if we want me to... I'll be honest, I don't think we can get all of us over to that. I might be able to get by myself. I have some invisibility and polymorph stuff I can do.
Why do you want to? Harper's already doing a ton of...
No, I mean, like, if we want to get over there and see if there's anything going on with that entrance. If we think it's worthwhile.
Do we think it's worthwhile?
You said it almost looks like it's collapsed in on itself, like there's an entrance at one point, but now
That's what you can see from here. You'd have to get closer to be able to inspect it more.
I think it might be worthwhile with his visibility to
Because
be able to see what's going on out
it is a good 1,000 feet away.
Shit, can I make that in an hour is the real question. Because that's all I'm
1,000 feet? Yeah, you can make 1,000 feet in an hour. You can walk a mile in slowly walk a mile in 12 minutes.
Cool.
You could do 1,000 feet. Yes.
Cool.
We just moved
I would say the top part.
feet. We just
The reason why it took so long.
17 minutes.
The reason why it took an hour to go along this line is because you guys were going very slow and stealthy. It was, yeah, it was very quiet, very stopping, and yeah, that's why it took so long to go down that way.
Here's the only proposal that I will offer as a counter to what you're talking about, Malamos, because knowing as much about this place as possible is very important, and that is only not because I'm dying for a fight, but because this is all exterior. We have absolutely no idea what is where we're going or what we're doing, or we've not gathered any information as far as where Rathmadar or Severin or troop strength inside of the caldera. At some stage, it may be prudent to do our best to get inside, and if we can, not go far, but just understand our surroundings and then force ourselves back out.
But knowing all of our exits and entry points are also very crucial in a battle.
No, also very true. I
Isn't
only
that-
mean to also suggest that if we don't know what's inside at all, then we can say we can get in here, here, but also no idea what's going on past that point.
That's what the Harpers are doing right now. They're gathering that intel. We're gathering that.
Hopefully they're successful. And I mean, you saw those scrawny individuals that came with us.
Who said they were scrawny?
They're sneaky, stealthy Harpers. Of course they're scrawny.
Bannock, they're better suited to do that than you are.
I'm not saying they're not, but if they don't come back with enough information, then we can assist them. Again, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not even proclaiming that it's a good idea. I'm just putting it out there. There's
That's
4 here. There's 4 at the next one. This particular cave entrance is relatively isolated.
I think
there's an option.
I think Mal should do his thing and go check it out while we stay here. And if he gets into any trouble, he can
He will be 1,000 feet away.
figure it out.
You can figure it out.
We've established I can weasel my way out of most shit anyways.
Lie your ass off. And then smacks his ass.
Do. Beep.
I think it's hilarious when you're zoomed in, by the way, on you guys, that green dragon completely blots out the whole view.
So yeah, Mal is going to use his magical Sisseton and cast, where's the fucking spell at? Invisibility. Not fly. There it is. What do I need? I fucking need to target myself, damn it. Target myself. Invisibility. Use. I have a charge for it. Yes, I do. What? Use it. Invisibility is so fucking weird on this system, I swear.
All right, what was it doing?
It's saying I need to do an attack thing, which it's being... Oh, fucking Thanic's still selected. That's the issue. Try one more. There it goes. Which, by the way, Thanic, you're not stealthy anymore, so don't move.
I'm not moving at all.
And I'm assuming you want me to do my stealth check.
You're doing invisible. Oh,
Yep,
for
so
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a million on it anyways.
But
so.
you do it with advantage.
Yep, exactly. They're all at advantage, so. Stealth, advantage, cool. I'm the rope. Oh, shit, that... Still 25.
Dude, if you... Yeah.
That
means with a 1... Right. Yeah, you're fine. I would say with that, especially invisible, you can go all the way across the bottom of the map.
Do.
And you don't have to necessarily go super slow. I mean, I know you're not trying to make noise with the rocks and everything, but it only, you can get across there in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
as you get closer to this here, you give me a either a investigation or perception.
You know what? I'll do investigation on that one. Can I persuade the rocks to tell me their secrets?
No.
Hey, good news. 5.
I cast the spell Speak with Plants and Rock Formations.
With the 5, you don't notice any activity here. There's no footprints or anything like that. You do kind of see that it's kind of been used by bats are kind of flying in and out. And you can feel air moving through it. So it suggests that there's an open space behind.
Okay, so there's definitely airflow, so it's something.
Yeah. You do see, you don't need the perception check for this. You do see the rocks. It's a lot of rubble. This cave was closed off at some point, but something had opened it up a little bit, but it's still a lot of rubble there. It's something that can be moved, but you have no idea how long it'll take or how difficult it'll be.
Okay. So, possibility. And from there to there, would you say I still got a little bit of time left on invisibility?
Yeah, you only did I said 10 minutes. So judging about, because the other length of this thing, if you're going around this side, it's the same length. So that was about 1,600 feet. So it'll take you about 15 minutes to go all the way up that side. So that's 25 minutes. So yeah, you'd be able to do that and come all the way back to everybody within the hour.
Yeah, because I kind of want to loop her up to here, get a view of what all this shit looks like, and then come back.
Yeah, with the hour, like I said, since you're invisible, there's no brush you're going through here on any side. You see it's just all wide open. You'll be able to go all the way up to the top on the other side and come all the way back to them within the hour. So you'll be fine if you want to do that.
Yeah, so if I got right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
yeah.
so I can
right
see
there,
a lot
you
of
see,
shit in the distance.
Yeah, you can see it's a clear, because it's a flat open plain, which is this caldera. So you can see all the way down. You do see figures at the other end. You do notice that along this whole side, there's no opening. It's just the sheer face of the caldera. And you do see a bunch of cultists with another cave on that end there.
Awesome. And then Stealthy Boy back. I forgot to hold Alt, but you guys are gonna deal with Mal going super slow.
I can't even fucking see Mal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
awesome.
coming. All right, we will move the clock forward another hour. Oh yeah, and they should have told you just how long you expect them to be. They don't know exactly how long they're going to be in there, obviously, depending on how expansive it is and what they're doing. But they did ask to at least wait here until nightfall.
And what time is it now?
Noon.
Oh, okay. Cool. So we got plenty of time.
Yeah. And as I get back, I'll kind of just report back. Okay, there's not much else around the side of the volcano. There is a possible entrance that I think they think it's sealed for the most part, but there's some airflow, so it could be a good surprise entrance. I thoroughly investigated that, so I feel very confident.
Before we know that it's...
You did see that other entrance in the top left corner. Too.
Yep. Oh, and then there was another entrance, which if we circle back around, will probably be best. There's brush over there.
Well, we can't know that it's going to be a good surprise entrance until we know what's on the other side. So either we investigate, or we hope that the Harpers come back with the correct information.
And I understand where you're going, but we're not the team for that.
I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying it's either up to us or up to them. And if you trust their ability to start in the northwest and northeast and discover everything all the way down to the southwest, then we don't need to involve ourselves. But if there is lack of trust in that area, then...
Do you have a lack of trust? I don't.
I trusted Leosin. I don't really trust a whole lot of people.
I think we can manage to trust Leosin's people.
I know that I am the biggest liability in this instance, which is why I'm deferring the decision. This is not my wheelhouse. I'm not going to pretend like it is. So if it's not worth investigating, then we will belay our hopes to what the Harpers bring back closer to nightfall. But
worst case scenario, if they get back at nightfall and they didn't, we go back and we can check it out ourselves. Let's wait for that, see what happens.
Because then at nightfall, it'd be easier for us to be a little sneaky around.
Perhaps, but we're also, when they get back, we're supposed to be going back and providing our intel and then launching the assault the next morning. So there will be a point where when we meet up, we are supposed to be moving on. Which is
and Elia and Xeraxes are waiting for you where they dropped you off too.
It's fine. I'm not trying to say that my idea is better. I'm just saying.
Then I understand you're frustrated. You need to beat something up right now.
I'm frustrated.
That's something a frustrated man would say. I'm here for you, Thanik. Let's take 5-10 minutes to talk about your feelings. I'm here for you. My name is Malmo Stelfontaine. You're Thanik Bridgebreaker. We're at a volcano. Tiamat's gonna rise. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
I'm not excited for anything that makes today the potential day of our death, rather than being tomorrow or the next day or whenever it arises. Again, I'm just saying there's opportunity. We cannot take it. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I don't think it's worth it right now. The risk outweighs the reward. If we fuck this up, we fuck everything up.
Right. Absolutely. We don't want to get into a combat here.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go back under the brush. Oh, Thanik, by the way, smack ass, next enhance ability on him.
There are different ways you can provide to me that magic.
But none is fun. Christopher Silva made a suggestion, by the way. Tiny should marry Stevie and Thanik right before the big fight, +2 to AC using ceremony spell.
There is a metallic dragon who would be very upset by that, as well as have
I not told you guys that it's an open relationship? I feel like that's a thing.
An open relationship.
Hold up. Wait, backtrack for 5 seconds here, real quick. Xeraxes, Stevie doing the little kissy face thing. Good relationship. What's Thanik's thought on that? What does he do when he sees that?
Thanik's fine with it. That's been the nature of their relationship the entire time.
Okay, fine, be that way.
He has no testosterone left, so he's fine. He just
Thanik just has full control of his emotions. It's perfectly fine.
False.
Until someone dies.
Cast out a trace. Last one I can do. I mean, I guess I could upcast it.
Yeah, I was say I'm on my last enhance ability.
Like I said, you guys, you don't have to worry about it. I remember I said going back up north. I'm just going to let you guys be able to go all the way back up without having.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. So you guys can move back up to the ravine.
Boop, boop.
It's a big ass map.
Yep.
Exactly.
I usually don't want to make maps this big, but for the scope of this, you have to see how big it is.
Right, for sure. And then chill here until the Harpers get back.
Well, do we want to try and go this way just to see if we can get it as much intel as possible?
That's a lot of
That
people to
is
try.
a lot
There's
of motherfuckers
no-
and not a lot of brush.
Yes,
My way
no
was
brush.
way safer.
What do you mean your way was safer? Dive into the heart of the fucking volcano.
No, I'm saying dodge 4 and kill them if need be, and then walk, as you said, along unrepented territory. There's no individuals there. Or try and make our way past a grand total of nearly 12. And hope that my armor does not clink. Which
It will.
It clinks, it just does.
I know you're a bit frustrated at not being able to do anything and just having to sit here and wait.
Stop telling me I'm frustrated. I'm not frustrated. This is a scouting mission. I'm in a back seat here. I'm just suggesting.
Thanik, I think you need this more than anyone else could use it right now. Come here. I want to put both of my... I'm going to try get on my tippy toes, put both my hands on cheek. I've been saving this for the right moment, and for some reason I feel like it's right now. And you're just going to feel healing energy just rush into you, and I'm going to cast Regenerate.
Apparently, the ones that need to get married is Thanik and Mel. That's who needs to get married.
No. You guys are about to see a hell of a fucking thing. I cast Regeneration, a 7th level spell on Thanik. You need this more than anyone else right now.
I have questions and things.
Regeneration grows body parts back.
No.
Is there a limit on that? Because it's been gone for a long time.
It doesn't say there is.
Just because of my curiosity, I need to look it up.
So it says stimulate its natural healing ability. Regains 48 plus 15. For the duration of the spell, the target regains 1 hit point at the start of each of its turns. The target's severed body members, fingers, legs, tails, and so on, if any, are restored after 2 minutes. If you have the severed part and hold it to the stump, the spell instantaneously causes...
I don't think you save that, unless you have a little baggie with a shriveled up penis inside of it.
I most certainly do not.
Well, in about 2 minutes, Thanik's going to have a fucking surprise. Which, the healing portion is kind of wasted at the moment, but... And then you just feel this wealth of healing energy, and, for the moment, it's fine.
We could pretend Mal didn't know. He's hoping that it would work. Is it working? Is it working?
And then Mal's just going to do that and just defer the decision of, are we hanging out? Are we waiting?
Yeah. It's up to you. I mean, at this point, it's really, unless you guys are doing something, you can go to evening to see if the Harpers come out. It's up to you.
Mal, what did you just do?
Give it a couple minutes. I'm not sure if it works or not. This is Dylan trying to figure out how he's going to roleplay this moment. We're towards the end of the campaign. I've been saving this fucking idea. I've known about this spell since the second he mentioned Udic.
What? What is this? I was fine. I required no healing beforehand. What have you done? Why?
No. Just give it a couple. Let's see. It's been about a minute. Give it a minute. Tell me if something feels different.
I do feel different. Why?
Do you feel angry?
No.
Do you feel like you want to do something with a special lady?
No. I feel like a decision that I made and became comfortable with decades ago is being reversed, and I'm not excited about it at all.
What? What are you guys talking about?
I don't think I want to know.
It's one of those things that's like purely hypothetical. I have no idea if this is going to work.
It by definition absolutely works.
No. That's what Mal says out loud.
Mal.
By definition. Yeah, this is Mal. Like, that shit's been gone for a while. I don't know if it's going to come back, but let's find out.
Hypothetically, but I've never used it before. So
yeah, just think I finally got it figured out. By the way, how's it feel in the trousers area? Is it getting tight? Loose?
Trousers? Mal. Trousers area?
Yeah, trousers area.
He doesn't have nothing down there.
Yet. The serious moment in the campaign, I'm pulling this shit. Don't mind me, guys.
You know, Bryce was thinking about this. If we get this far, the moment he heard Thanik had no Greenest, he goes, if we get this far, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, regeneration. First off, great healing spell. That's a good pull regardless. For this one, Dylan, I think, is trying to figure out how upset he is.
he had to crack a beer for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I've not been cracking beers this entire time.
Yeah, and that one was an audible crack.
That
was one of those-
I didn't do on mute, so you know
That exactly.
But yeah, Thaddeus, when we get back, take your armor off, go take a piss, and just let me know how that goes.
I need approximately a week to think about it.
I'm gonna get so much shit from Dylan.
No, it is what it is.
He's like, it is what it is. I just wanted a dude with no penis, and now you gave
It's
him
what
one.
it is. I'm already thinking about how I'm changing my notes for Sunday, but it's no big deal.
Well, I mean, I think just wait until the Harpers get back.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point there's nothing really else mechanically to do.
Just Lunga
It's over
almost
a dog.
got killed from a dog.
He stood up when I was walking over him.
Also, and I should have mentioned this a month ago, and I didn't. I am so happy that you guys decided to replace Marie's broken chair with what looks to be a sectional.
Yeah, it is.
Make sure that
It's like-
no harm comes to her again.
It's like
Chair-related matters.
it looks like the corner of a sectional.
It is a
It
quarter
is.
of a sectional.
When we replaced our couch,
That's
that
exactly
because the
what it
dogs tore up the rest of it,
Right.
that piece was still in good shape, and it was that corner piece. So we like, well, let's put it downstairs. We can use it to do shit on.
It looks like a, it looks
And
like a
that's
cat
what
Leather,
Yeah.
it's easy to clean.
But sounds like we're just waiting until the Harpers get back. So.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the plan.
Yeah, and it's
All right. Well, I'll just say there's only a couple minutes, but I will advance the clock, and I just so we know this going into the next one. They do come out. It is night at this point, but you do hear them come out, and they crawl back to the ravine with you guys, and they're like, "We've got quite a bit of information. We should get back to El Terrell as quickly as possible and discuss it."
All right.
That's all that's left to do.
And then we can stop there, and
What a
then we'll
session.
pick up. So we'll fast travel it. You guys leave here. You walk. You go back to Xeraxes and Elia, and you guys start making your way back to El Terrell. So next session we will open up with you guys arriving in El Terrell.
Sweet.
What a fucking session, guys. Look at all the fun stuff.
Isn't that great?
Sad moments,
No,
happy moments,
How Dylan
honor
isn't
moments.
responding.
Oh no, I did say it was it was good. There was a lot of eulogies to give and fucking speeches to give and
Penises to regrow.
subterfuge. Even though I've got a character that is just not a subterfuge character. Subterfuge is always fun. Scouting is always fucking fun.
And I wanted this one to be. I didn't want it to be like, oh, okay, we run right into the well of the dragons and start fighting. I know. We needed that little interlude.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Something
To
to
set the mood, to set the
I need
stakes
everyone
and
to
everything.
know. Bryce told me that he was going to cast Regenerate on Thanik like 2 months ago. And I didn't say anything, okay? I kept
Yeah,
the
she held it.
secret.
You know how much of a burden that was on her, Bryce?
That was the real
was.
test. Because I know if Dylan said anything to beforehand,
The
Take
fact
it
that he very much stopped, his brain stopped working for a second. I didn't tell him. He had no idea.
It's
yeah,
literal character development.
Yeah, development is a good word. I don't know if character is a good word necessarily.
Oh, it adds a lot of character.
no, Thanik should get an instant +4 to stealth just with the amount of testosterone.
No, it's not even +4 to stealth. It's that he's going to
Oh, +4
immediately
strength.
convert from a samurai fighter to a barbarian.
We are not doing a subclass change in the last chapter.
He was the way he was before.
But yeah, no, that's like, I mean, just think a different kind of person Varys in Game of Thrones would have been if he had his penis. It makes a difference.
The world has changed drastically.
Testosterone is a hell of a drug. That's all I'm gonna say.
Panic, the last of the Thunakalathi, can finally carry on. The Thunakalathi name as well.
Yeah.
With who? He's the last of them. Who is it good?
He can find some random
another
Goliath
Goliath.
to pull baby in.
No.
It's
It's not even a concern for him. Don't worry.
What is he? A Baratheon? The seed is strong.
No, at this moment, we realized Faerun was gay the entire time.
No, I've not been successfully hiding that for 2.5 years, but decisions were made a long time ago in Thanak's life, so whether the tool is available or not does not change the craft that he has honed over the course of the last pretty much right on the nose, 30 years.
30 years since he lost his dick.
Yeah, he lost his dick when he was 18.
Just Thanak, when he's away from everyone else, looks down, he's like, thank you so much, Mel. I missed you, Peter.
Oh, no. No, it definitely won't be that. It definitely won't be that.
Anyway,
But yeah, so
haven't had a break.
last thing. So yeah, so going into the next session, there'll be the little meeting to discuss the information you guys got, and then it's headlong into the final battle and everything that you're gonna be facing going into
Kicking off like
Well of Dragons.
So we're level 16 now, right?
Yeah.
Um, no, but there is a point in the Well of Dragons where I'll just say this now. It's going to surprise you with it. Fuck it. It's going to be a 2-level jump. So you will be, if you face TIamat, it'll be at level 15.
Hell yeah.
So you're saying,
Okay.
because I got a lot of bullshit with my levels, kind of plan ahead on that.
Yeah, I would say plan ahead for a 2-level jump. So so think about what you would take at level 14 and 15, or just level 15, and you can. I mean, I already imported you, so you could technically make your D&D Beyond characters level 15 now and just put whatever you want in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. Noted.
But depending on where you go, what you do, there could be battles. So it could, it still could be a couple sessions before whatever happens. But yeah, you can take care of that now if you want.
No, we're gonna speed run this. We're finishing everything next session. Next session, last session. No fucking way the way we play.
Doubt that.
That's why I changed things, because the module is really. I'm glad I looked up videos for it. By the way, Mickey, you go pee if you want. You don't have to wait for me to finish talking.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, I'll end the stream. Thank you for watching. Until next time, so say we all.